Good afternoon and welcome back to the EWS Arena in Göppingen, Germany for our fourth and final game of the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals. And it's the big one. It's our final. It's an all-German final between last year's champions and our hosts for this weekend's event, Frisch Göppingen, and our 2015 champions, Füchse Berlin. My name is Chris O'Reilly, and I'll be bringing you live coverage of this big match, which is about to throw off in 20 minutes' time. So I don't know if you were just following our previous match, but it was one hell of a match, goodness me. Our third place match between SC Magdeburg and St. Raphael Var of France went all the way down to the wire. At one point in the second half, it looked like Magdeburg had it. They were up by 5 goals. St. Raphael fought back brilliantly. They were all square with 10 minutes to go. And then Magdeburg had 2 more opportunities right at the end. 1 goal up with the ball in their hands, but they let it go. And at the very end, just 2 seconds before the final buzzer, Danny Sarmiento equalized for St. Raphael, which sent us into a penalty shootout. And unfortunately for St. Raphael, it was the same man who equalized at the death, Danny Sarmiento, who missed the 5th and final penalty. Rather, it was saved by Yannick Green, and that gifted SC Magdeburg with the 3rd place at the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals and the bronze medal. And as my colleague Vlado in the press conference said, that was perhaps the most exciting 3rd place match we've ever had at this event, the history of the EHF Cup finals. And let's just hope there's some excitement left for the final. We're expecting a full crowd. There was already a full crowd for the 3rd place match, which was great to see all the Frisch Göppingen fans come early, enjoy the 3rd place match, and they'll be back in the arena in a few moments to enjoy, well, they'll be hoping to enjoy, at least to experience this final. And already, with over 15 minutes left until the throw-off, as Göppingen leave the court and head back into the dressing room for the final time. The atmosphere is electric. Both teams seem pumped up for this, and why wouldn't they be? This is what they've been playing for all season. Our hosts, Frisch Göppingen, not having the best of years in the German league. They're down in 12th position. They came into this weekend with a 6-game losing streak, but they put all that behind them by defeating pre-match favorite SC Magdeburg in a very interesting and very exciting game in the semi-final yesterday. They led from beginning to end. They were very composed, very professional performance considering the circumstances, and they'll be hoping to continue that for another 60 minutes. I spoke to one of the heroes of yesterday's games, Marcel Schiller, the left wing of Frisch Göppingen. He said everyone's feeling a bit tired, but he assured me that once they get onto the court and once they hear the crowd and once they realize the magnitude of this occasion, any thoughts of tiredness will be put behind. Their match yesterday, they won by 4 in the end, 33-29 against Magdeburg. Very impressive stuff. They were full value for their performance, and as you see, gentlemen getting a quick power nap in between the games. Didn't have long between the end of the last game and the beginning of this game, thanks to our penalty shootout. As for Füchse Berlin, the 2015 champions, they won that on home court a couple of years ago. They're also 2-time IHF Super Globe winners, which is the Club World Championship. Well, we didn't learn much about them yesterday. They had a fairly straightforward victory against St. Raphael Var, who never really showed up to the match. They took an early lead, 7-4, and never really looked back then. They were up by 7 at halftime and ended up winning 35-24. Now these sides have plenty of history, of course. 2 teams in the Bundesliga, and in their head-to-head record, Füchse Berlin are slightly ahead, and also this season they've won both matches in the German league by 4 goals away and 5 goals at home. Very comprehensive. But as we learned yesterday, in the match between Göppinghen and Magdeburg. League form. In fact, anything that happened before counts for absolutely nothing at these final weekend events. They are magic. There is no telling what's going to happen. There's no accounting for what is going to happen. At the end of the day, it's down to 60 minutes and which team shows up, which team has the players who are willing and able to produce some moments of magic and maybe claim the title for their team. Players to watch out today for, considering yesterday's performances. The Göppingen side, we have Zarko Sheshun, who was brilliant with 9 goals, very impressive backcourt shooting. Really, really good stuff, while Marcel Schiller scored 8 from the wing. And he was just scoring everything that came near him. And once you're that confident, there's no stopping you. And as we hear the hall announcer pump up the crowd, also tell you about their goalkeeper, Primož Post, who was in inspired form yesterday. He was perhaps the biggest difference. While Magdeburg's keepers did not perform, he was absolutely brilliant. And he was a big part in the 4-goal win. As for Füchse Berlin, well, Hans Lindberg was simply awesome with 11 goals, which was a record for goals in a single game at this event, until it was beaten just a couple of minutes ago by Yves Grafenhorst and his 12 goals in this third place match, which preceded our main event coming up. Elsewhere, 4 more players scored 4 goals. Just the whole backcourt is a sight to behold. They're really, really impressive yesterday. The big thing for them is that Peter Nenadic managed to play. There were big doubts over his fitness coming into the game, seeing as he had hurt his ankle the previous week against THW Kiel in the German league. And it looked like his participation was in doubt. But he said, if there was any chance I can play, if I can fit my ankle in my shoe, I will be playing. And he did play, and he didn't look like he was affected by the injury at all. So let's see if he has stayed fit overnight. There's no reoccurrence of the injury, no swelling, and he can perform today. It would be great to see all players fit and ready to play in this game. Frisch Göppingen coming into this weekend suffered quite a few injuries, particularly in their left-handers. Anton Haaland and Marco Rentschler, the 2 right wings, out injured, and Jens Schunga, their right back, also injured. So just one really established left-hander, and Adrian Fahl, was available. And what they did was bring in an old boy and a new boy. They brought in Joshua Brown, an 18-year-old Swedish player who was registered as a late entry this week. He's a right winger, as is Christian Schuna, who only played 2 games in Europe last season, had retired. He's an assistant coach, but he played yesterday, and he did himself no harm at all with his performance. He did his team no harm at all. He definitely showed he still has it, so we can expect to see him play today. They had 14 men in the squad yesterday, Göppingen. They've added 2 more today. Jonas Schoch as a second centre-back. A young player. Would be surprising to see if he plays. I would be surprised to see him play. Also, a third goalkeeper, Daniel Reibmann, has joined Primož Post and Bastian Rutschmann. Whether they'll have any impact or any time on the court today remains to be seen, but having 16 men is better than having 14 men, and if you trust the players, then it can do you no harm. As for Füchse Berlin, there are no changes in comparison to yesterday. We can expect to see everyone who started yesterday, including Bjarki Ellison, the left winger from Iceland. He did receive a direct red card yesterday, but there were no further sanctions for him, and he is available and will almost certainly play today. So if you just joined us, if you just tuned in, we're just over 10 minutes away from getting this final match underway at the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup Finals. My name is Chris O'Reilly. I'll be bringing you live coverage of this game on behalf of EHF TV. And our crowd is in the hall, all 5,600 capacity, and they make an amazing noise. They were fantastic yesterday. They really pushed their team to victory. They were the 8th man on the court, that's for sure. Considering their poor form running into it, Göppingen seemed like a team possessed. And their crowd, their support here, definitely had a part to play. As you can see, the Frisch Göppingen boys are waiting to be introduced to the crowd. And there's the home crowd, wearing hats which look like they belong in a St. Patrick's Day festival or parade in New York. But this is Southwest Germany. And the arena goes dark as we prepare to bring in these two teams, two former champions of the competition, and it's the first time that two former champions will face off in the final of the EHF Cup finals, which means we will have a two-time winner for the very first time. You can see the Füchse Berlin flag coming in, as well as the competition flag, and following that will be the Frisch Göppingen flag, and our referees for today, who come from Lithuania, Vaidas Maseika and Mindaugas Gatelis. They'll be whistling the action, and the refereeing in general has been at a very good standard. All these referees are high-level referees, very experienced in international and Champions League handball. Very suitable for this big international weekend. These two teams, full of experience in this competition and international competitions in general. Frisch Göppingen, as I mentioned before, they are the defending champions, and they're in fact three-time winners of the competition. They won it in 2011 and in 2012, just before the introduction of the EHF Cup finals format in 2013, as well as winning last year's competition. And the man who led them to victory in 2011, 2012, the man who coached Frisch Göppingen is indeed the coach of Füchse Berlin today. That is Velimir Petkovic. And he told us in the press conference after yesterday's semi-final that when he took over the job as Füchse Berlin coach in December, his dream was this very final. So his dream has come true, at least in part. I'm pretty sure his dream ends with the Füchse Berlin victory. 60 minutes of handball should reveal whether that is fulfilled or not. As for Füchse Berlin, well, they are 2015 champions, two times hosts of this very event. When they won in 2015, they played against another German team. They played against HSV Hamburg. So that is a good omen for them. And their win in 2015 gained them entry into the 2016 Super Globe, which is the Club World Championship in handball. And they ended up winning it. And on account of winning it, they were invited back the next year, and they won it again at the beginning of this season. So they have a lot of experience in these international competitions. Both teams do, so there's no excuses for the occasion getting the better of these players. We can expect top performances from all 32 players on the court. And as you can see, this arena is very, very green. It is colored green with flags, green and white flags, and the crowd in their green hats and green jerseys. Very partisan crowd. They live for handball around here. And they're expecting something big today. Knoller, who's being introduced now, he put the icing on the cake yesterday. He scored the final goal. The only real centre-back in the Göppingen team, so a lot depends on him and his performance today. There's Christian Schuna, the assistant coach turned right wing, who did not let his team down at all yesterday. So there. Daniel Fontaine just came in, number 17. Second choice left back, but he did a very good job yesterday behind Zarko Sheshum. Marcel Schiller, 8 goals yesterday. Left wing was scoring everything that came near his way. He was absolutely pumped. I spoke to him earlier on today. Could expect another big game from him. The atmosphere in here, as I'm sure you can hear, is electric. Brilliant to see how much they get behind their team, how passionately they get behind their team. It'll be interesting now to see what their response is to Füchse Berlin's entry. Here they come. First in is number 3, Fabian Vida, German international, a player that these fans would usually cheer for whenever Germany are playing, but absolute silence as they come in. Young Kevin Struck, number 7, he came in after the red card for Bjarki Ellison and did a fine job deputizing for him. We'll see if he gets a chance today as well. Silvio Heinefeder, he gets a few boos as he comes in. The enigmatic goalkeeper. Quite a character he is, and he was simply amazing yesterday. If he can maintain that form, Berlin will have a very good chance. There's number 18, Hans Lindberg. Yesterday's top scorer with 11 goals, made it look easy at times. He's very important today. And number 23, Stefan Faith, second choice, left back behind Paul Drucks. Also deputized a bit in the left wing and played a bit in the center as well, due to the fact that Peter Nenadic is the only center back in the team. Krasimir Kozina, number 44, was just introduced. He scored perhaps the most extravagant goal of the game yesterday, of the whole day yesterday. His spinning in-flight goal was quite a hit on social media, and he was very happy about it. Not a goal that a line player would score every day of the week, that's for sure. And there's the coach, Velimir Petkovic. He is a hero around these parts. Two-time winner of the EHF Cup with Frisch Göppingen, hoping for his first major title as coach of Füchse Berlin. So the formalities are almost over, and it's almost time to get this party started. This is the final of the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals, and here is a look at the Füchse Berlin squad. As I mentioned, full squad, all 16 players fit. Silvio Heinefeder is one to look out for, number 12 in goal, as is number 13, Peter Nenadic. We'll have a look at the key players in just one moment. And for Frisch Göppingen, 2 more men in comparison to yesterday. Not a fully fit squad, but everyone there is fit, and everyone will be willing to play in this final and play some kind of part as they hope to win this version of the EHF Cup for the very first time. 2-time winners of the old format of the EHF Cup, when the final was played as home and away. But since 2013, it's been a Final Four format. Now, Hans Lindberg, 11 goals yesterday for Füchse Berlin. He's 35, and 10 years his younger is Marcel Schiller. He scored 8 goals yesterday, 2 brilliant wing players, and if we get the pace and if we get the openness that we hope to see in the play and attack today, these two guys are going to have a big, big say. Odds are these two, Peter Nenadic and Zarko Sejshum, both 30 years of age, both at the absolute prime of their careers. Fantastic back players, so dangerous from all areas of the court, can shoot from anywhere, and let's hope to see them in the form of their lives today, because that's what you want in a final. You want the best players to perform at their very best, and may the best team win at the end of 60 minutes. Or if we are all square after 60 minutes, then 10 more minutes. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. And it looks like, beginning from left to right on your screens, in the red and black camouflage jerseys, is Füchse Berlin, and defending on the right side of the court in green and white, the home side, and our defending champions, Frisch of Göppinghen. There's Krasimir Kozina, the scorer of that in-flight goal yesterday, a line player who, interestingly enough, will be joining Frisch of Göppinghen next season. So if he manages to beat them today, he'll be knocking them out of Europe next season, but that is far away from his mind. And a nice act of sportsmanship there as two of our key players, Nenadic and Sejshum, pass the ball back and forth to get a feel for it. And now we can get this final started. So Paul Drux there, number 95, in the left back position, and at right back, number 3 is Fabian Vida, 2 German internationals. Bruck plays off to Vida, but there's some argy-bargy on the line there to begin with, between Manuel Spaeth and Kozina. Referees blow the whistle, tell them to take it easy. And we can get started again with Drux. He plays it off to Vida. And again, they're not stopping, so it looks like it's going to be a warning for Manuel Spaeth. Hopefully he's learned his lesson by now. So after 52 seconds, we really get into the first attack now. And Fabian Vida, he has a look, plays it into Drux. Nenadic tries to find the line, but it's no good. It's a foul, though. Kozina can't get his hands to it. He was being held at the time. And Ellison, number 4, comes in from the left wing as a second line player. Kozina plays it in to Vida. Vida has no room. He tries to find the line. He does find the line, Ellison, but it's saved. And the first roar of the day for Primoz Prost, number 16, the goalkeeper. Makes his first big save of the day, and that is a big moment early on. The home side setting the tone exactly as they'd want to, preventing the opposition from scoring with their first attack, and let's see what they can do with their own attack. Sejshum, number 15, goes into the right back position for the moment. Tim Knoile is on the left, and Adrian Fahl, number 26, passes it in. And that's blocked, though. Knoile's shot is blocked, and Hans Lindberg goes in the fast break. He pays it into Nenadic, and Nenadic scores the first goal of the game. It's 1-0 to Füchse Berlin. After 2 minutes of play. Not the start that Frisch of Göppingen would have liked after all. With good defensive work, and it looks like Berlin are going to be employing a 5-1 defense with Nenadic out on top. A very aggressive defense, very open. Let's see if they can make use of that, Göppingen. Ball is played in to Manuel Spaeth. He is fouled, and already a 2-minute suspension for Paul Drux. It was a bit of a rugby tackle. And after just 2.5 minutes, we have our first suspension. He looks a bit lost with that. Can't be happy, but he shouldn't be rugby tackling players. This is handball, after all. So a chance now, 6 against 5 in the attack. Ball played across, back into the center. Schiller wants it, Schiller plays it in deep. Ball out to the right wing, over the top, and there's a goal. Nicely done. And it's Christian Schuna, who wasn't even in the team a couple of weeks ago. Not even this week, he wasn't in the team. But he scores with his first attempt on goal today, and it's 1-1. So Eilison comes in, switches. Both wing players come in on the line. And they'll play 3 in the backcourt and 2 on the line. Ball into Vida, but Vida drops it, somehow gets it out of his hands. Let's see what the referees decide here. It looks like he's just asking Frisch Göppinghen coach Magnus Andersson to calm down. Vida gets past his defender, but off the crossbar. Everything was perfect from Fabian Vida. Left his marker for dead, but he couldn't find the back of the net. Went high, but it was a bit too high off the crossbar, and a let off with Füchse Berlin. And we have Sebastian Heymann, number 10, in at the moment while there are 2 line players. He goes for the shot, but that's easily saved by Heinefetter, who then cleans up with the rebound. And Füchse Berlin are in no rush. They will take their time until the 2-minute suspension is over in 10 seconds. Not the greatest of shots by Sebastian Heymann. Heinefetter was equal to it. And Kozina comes in now on the line. Füchse Berlin back to full strength. Line switch straight away. Ball into Vida. He gives it into Nenadic, who bounces it past the defender and drops it over the head of Primož Post. Nicely done by him. It's his 2nd goal of the game already, and the 2nd goal of the game for Füchse Berlin. Jeshun has a bit of space. He goes up, blocked and saved. Strong defending of Füchse Berlin. Jeshun had the space, but shot straight into the hands of Fabian Vida. He plays the ball into Drux. Drux in the middle now. He plays it around. There's going to be a line switch with Kozina. They're taking their time, a calculated attack. They're in no rush at the moment. Nenadic will introduce some pace. Yes, he does. He gets past the defender. He doesn't score with the shot, but he's fouled on the way through. And it's a penalty for him. Strong opening to the game for Petr Nenadic, who, as I mentioned earlier, was a doubt coming into this weekend, but he has shown no signs of the injury sustained last week. And here's a chance for Hans Lindberg to score his first of the game from the penalty line. He fakes once, he buries it past Primož Post. And after 6 minutes of play, in our gold medal game of the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals, we have our first real lead of the game. It's a 3-1 lead to Füchse Berlin. Line switch, Manuel Spade comes around. He plays it out to the right. But there's some foul play there and a yellow card, a warning for Jakub Gojan, the defensive specialist for Füchse Berlin. As Adrian Foul was coming through, looks like he had an opportunity to shoot, but the whistle went before he did. He'll have to go again. Tim Knoila in the center, line switch with Spade in to Adrian Foul. He goes, he plays it into Sheshum. Sheshum is going the wrong way. Tim Knoila now, he goes 1-against-1. That's better, and the shot by Adrian Foul isn't a bad one, full of venom, but it's right down the middle, and Silvio Heinefetter is more than equal to it. Now, Vida plays it into Paul Drux, who will slow things down. There's no rush here. Jakub Gojan plays the ball, and he'll come off and allow the main man, Petr Nenadic, to come on. Nenadic out to Drux, and Nenadic feigns a bit of pressure, but he just wants to give the ball off. Drux plays a poor pass into the line. Not what he had intended. But Kozina manages to reclaim it and is fouled. Second line goes in. It's Ellison from the left wing. Vida into Drux. Drux with the low shot, but it's wide. Doesn't matter though. 2-minute suspension for Tim Knoila for an elbow. Looks like into the face of Bjarki Eilison. And while Göppingen get possession, there'll be a man down while doing it, and there's the elbow into the face of Bjarki Eilison. And he apologizes to Ellison. Ellison is okay with it. So a man down means they have to take their keeper off. And we have Lars Kaufmann, who comes into the action. Number 18, his first action of the weekend. Didn't play at all yesterday. He gives a line switch to Manuel Spaeth, and Sheshum is in now. In the middle with Kaufmann waiting on the left. Kaufmann on the ball. He goes for the shot, but he's held up and it's a foul. Solid defensive work by Füchse Berlin so far. Just the one goal conceded after 8 minutes of play. Not bad at all. Göppinghen with a chance, but another shot that goes over the top, this time by Lars Kaufmann. And while Göppinghen came firing out of the blocks yesterday, they are not reproducing that form so far. And they have to be careful because we're approaching 10 minutes and one goal in a final is not good enough. Nice ball out by Goyan, and it's saved by Primož Prost. And that'll get the fans going, make them a bit more vocal, give some confidence to their team now. But it's another opportunity for Füchse Berlin, this time an attacker foul by Kozina. And Göppingen can take the ball away. So they come away with that unharmed, still just 2 goals down after 9 minutes, 20 seconds. Let's have a look at the save again from Eilesson, or on Eilesson from Prost. And since their opening goal, it's almost 7 minutes since they've scored. It's high time for the home side to put the ball in the back of the net. Sheshum, he gives it in to Kaufmann. Kaufmann through the legs. And there's the goal they were looking for. But the goalkeeper doesn't change, back in time. And that goal counts for absolutely nothing, as Krasimir Kozina scores from the halfway line. Let's look at it again. Kaufmann comes through. It was Bjarke Eilesson, in fact. He knew what he wanted. He was looking for the ball immediately. He noticed the goalkeeper hadn't come back. Not on time anyway, and Bjarke Eilesson, after 2 missed shots, scores his first of the game and maintains a 2-goal lead for Füchse Berlin. Kaufmann plays into Sheshum. He wants to go alone into Adrian Fahl, but it's a poor pass out wide. Nicely saved by Lars Kaufmann. Kaufmann again, he tries to go inside. He gets a bit of space, but the shot is wide to the right. Silvio Hanevetter plays it out to the right to Fabian Vida, into Paul Drux in the middle. He wants to go in. Goyan back into Drux. He's got a bit of space now. Plays it into Vida. All the space in the world. He's fouled on the way through by Lars Kaufmann. And it's a penalty. Correct decision from the referees, and up steps Hans Lindberg. He scores past Primož Prost. And the score is 5-2. We've played 11 minutes of this final. And we have our first time out of the game, called by Magnus Andersson. Correct decision to call the timeout. And let's see what he can say to his boys to really wake them up. Let's hear him. So the dancers are off the court, and we're ready to go again with Zarko Sheshum in the center. Adrian Fahl plays the ball into him. And Kaufmann on the left. Let's see what they're going to do. Kaufmann comes around on an empty switch into the center, plays the ball into the line. Beautifully played by Lars Kaufmann. into the line, manual spade, and it's 5-3. Down the other end, Fabian Vida plays it in to Goyon. Nothing happening there, so they'll slow it down and allow Nenadic to come on in the center and set up the attack. 12 minutes played here, 8 goals scored, 5 for the 2015 champions Füchse Berlin, 3 for our defending champions and hosts Göppinghen. Nenadic breaks through again, he's fouled. He's enjoying quite a bit of success in the center of the court here, Nenadic. If he's not scoring, he's drawing fouls or penalties. He's doing very well so far. Vida plays the ball into the line, or second line, Bjarke Ellison. But Ellison can't get his hands to it, and down the other end, fast break opportunity, and Christian Schuna scores his second of the game. And it's 5-4. And all of a sudden, this home crowd of 5,600 people have a voice again. Well played, well spotted in the attack by Göppingen. Notice that it was Bjarke Ellison, the left wing, who took the shot. Therefore, he was not covering his man in the left side of defense. And Schuna had an easy shot. Fabian Vida comes around, he plays it out wide. Plenty of space on the left, and a silky smooth finish for Peter Nenadic. He makes it look so easy. Kaufmann comes around, he wants to find a bit of space, but he's held up by Goyon and Kozina in the center of that Berlin defense. Really formidable center block there. And they're happy to let them shoot from the backcourt. They want to block. They're happy to get into a physical game because they know they have the edge there. Kaufmann gets through that time, and he shoots straight into Silvio Heinefetter, who's not happy about it. Always a bit sensitive when shots come near his face, is Silvio Heinefetter, that time off his shoulder. But it's a free throw. Sheshum, he fakes pass, but he's held up. Sheshum again, not really shooting in the backcourt yet. He knows that that's exactly what the Füchse Berlin defense wants. Their approach has to be a bit more patient. They have to really set up these shots, or either find the gaps or create the blocks to allow their big shooters to shoot from 9 or 10 meters. Ball into Sheshum, this time into Kaufmann. Kaufmann tries to go past, but he hasn't got the legs, and he's held up by Kent Robin Tonnesson, who's come in the right back of defense. And now Marcel Schiller comes in as a second line player. Ball into Adrian Fahl, back into Sheshum. This time he goes for the shot, and it's blocked again. Just what I was talking about. The shot is rushed again, not really set up very nicely. And Berlin's defense is made for shots like that. Schuna now in as a second line, and once again it's blocked, this time by Ellison. This Füchse Berlin defense is working wonders at the moment, and they get the ball back again. Paul Drux plays it out to the left. Paul Drux again, he's got some space, plays it into Kent Robin Tonnesson, but he forgets the ball. Ball all the way out. Marcel Schiller with an opportunity for his first goal of the game, and he puts it away. Marcel Schiller makes no mistake, nice ball out to Spade. He had the vision to play it into Marcel Schiller straight away, and he puts it into the top corner. And it's 6-5. So for all their shooting woes, they're still only a goal down. And we're played 16 minutes in this final. So Kent Robin Tonnesson, after he dropped the ball and the fast break, Marcel Schiller was also saying that the ball looked a bit slippy, or felt a bit slippy. So maybe it wasn't Tonnesson's fault. You'll see it seems better now. And Tonnesson is on the ball. He plays it across to Nenadic. Drux puts some impetus in there. The open line player, Hans Lindberg. Beautifully played in. Good vision by Nenadic to play the ball in straight away to Lindberg, who was just loitering there in the middle. He evades the challenge, and he puts away his third goal of the game, his first from open play after 2 penalties, and opens up a 2-goal lead for Füchse. Lars Kaufmann in the middle now. He switches with Manuel Spaeth on the line. Tim Knoyle now back in the middle. Tim Knoyle, he wants to put a bit of impetus in the attack, but the referees stop play to give Krasimir Kozina a warning. He's a smile on his face. Always seems to have a smile on his face, at least ever since that spinning goal yesterday. Kaufmann goes to the shot and has the power. Enough power to go by Silvio Heinefetter, his second goal of the game. And now Ken Robin-Tonnesson, he scores, but there was already an attacker foul, so it counts for nothing. Göppinghen with a chance to come away and equalize now. Ball into Spaeth, but he's held up. But it will just be a free throw. Manuel Spaeth comes off after receiving that attention from the defense. And number 13, Nicholas Barud, comes in on the line. Tim Knoyle in the center. He wants the line switch, give the ball to Barud for his first touch. Now Kaufmann gets his shot away. Lars Kaufmann, beautiful stuff. Third goal of the game. He didn't play at all yesterday, so I was a bit surprised to see him on court so early. But he's showing me what I know. 3 goals from 5 attempts for the highly experienced backcourt player. And we're all square. Tonnesson plays it into Nenadic, who tries to get by, gets the ball away though. Paul Drux being manhandled on his way through. He still gets the shot off, but it's no goal. It is a penalty though. Heavy defending by Adrian Fall gives away the penalty. But they can smile about it afterwards, shake hands and move on as Hans Lindberg steps up for the third penalty. He fakes once. Oh, bounces it too high and over the crossbar. Tried to bounce it past the left foot of Primož Bos. He did that, but put too much on it. And it goes over the top. Tried to spin it past him, in fact, but didn't work out. He misses his first penalty of the game. And as we approach the 20-minute mark, an opportunity for the home side to take the lead. Knoyle plays it around to Barud, who goes back into the line. Kaufmann is now in the center. Will he go 1-against-1? He plays it into Fall. Fall back into Kaufmann. Tim Knoyle plays it out to the left wing. Marcel Schiller. He puts it away, and it's 8-7 to Göppingen. As we pass the 20-minute mark here, and with that comes a timeout for Füchse Berlin called by Velimir Petkovic. That is met by a roar from the home crowd. Let's hear what Petkovic has to say to his Berlin boys.
Paul und Stefan wechseln, wir haben 2 Shooter jetzt. Jetzt spielen wir unser Spiel in Angriff. Okay, und komm auf, los!
So it looks like Stefan Faith is coming in the left back position for Paul Drux. And as their coach, Velimir Petkovic, just told them, we have 2 shooters now. And let's play like it. In fact, they really have 3 shooters because Nenadic can easily shoot from the backcourt if he needs to. So let's see how Berlin respond. It was looking good for them early days. They opened up a 3-goal lead, but now they find themselves one down. Tonneson plays it into Faith, who line switches with Kozina. Bjarke Ellison comes in as a second line, and that opens up space on the left-hand side for Stefan Faith. That is wonderfully worked in attack by Füchse Berlin. Great response to going behind. We're all square at 8. Tim Knoila plays it out to Fall. Fall goes across, gives the ball to Kaufman. Kaufman fancies a shot, and why doesn't he not? Can he not fancy a shot? Why not? When you can shoot like that. Another excellently placed shot. Silvio was going one way. Jakub Goyen tried to cover the far post, but Kaufman got it past him. And Göppingen regained the lead with Kaufman's 4th of the game. Now Nenadic, he plays it off to Kent Robin Tonneson, but he's fouled on the way through. Hans Lindberg going in as a second line from the right wing. Nenadic plays it into Faith. There's space there in the middle, but that's an attacking foul. And a fast break opportunity for one man. It's Marcel Schiller. Marcel Schiller scores the fast break. He doesn't miss them. Give him a sniff. He will be away on a fast break. And Göppingen now take a 2-goal lead for the first time today. His 3rd of the game. Göppingen's 10th. And it's a 2-goal lead. Kent Robin Tonneson. He plays the ball into Stefan Faith. Hans Lindberg comes around. Nothing for him. He goes back to the right wing position. Ball out to the left, but it's no good. It's stolen by Göppingen. 5 of them on the fast break. Who's going to score? It's going to be Tim Knoila. And they're up by 3. Füchse Berlin come down the other end. Bjarke Ellison tries to go it alone. He gives it off to Lindberg. Füchse Berlin have to slow it down. 3 goals in quick succession for Göppingen. Really putting their mark in this game now, stamping their authority. And their defense is working a treat, giving Petr Nenadic no space at all. Every time he comes near the 9-meter line, someone's out on top of him, exactly like you need to. Stefan Faith this time with the shot, and that's brilliantly done. Good stuff by Stefan Faith. Brings Berlin back within 2 with his 2nd goal of the game. Marcel Schiller comes around as a second line. Kaufman plays it into Knoila. Knoila again, he's looking out left for Kaufman. Kaufman plays it across, but that's an attacker foul, an illegal block. Nenadic plays it out left to Tonneson. Tonneson with the shot, and he's fouled on the way through. And it looks to me like on the right side of the court, in the right wing position for Göppingen, is Andreas Berg, who is a left wing by trade. So they've taken Christian Schuna off and put a right-hander in the right wing, and that is not something you see every day in professional handball. So let's see if he'll be coming in as a second line most of the time, or whether he'll fancy his chances shooting from the right side of the court as a right-hander. But now it's Berlin in attack, and Nenadic, he bounces it, plays it off to Faith. Faith comes around. Fabian Vida now, that's a poor pass into Nenadic, who was being manhandled on the way through. That's not the ball you want to be playing in and putting your teammate under pressure like that. They get away with it with the foul. But Vida shouldn't be playing balls like that. He's on the ball now. He gives it into Faith, back into the center with Vida. And Nenadic is held up. Arm is up for passive play. The ball into the line is no good. Schiller comes away in the fast break. There's 4 of them up there. He plays the ball out to the right. Adrian Fall scores. And Göppingen are up by 3 now. They counter-attack in such force, at such speed, in so many numbers. 4 men this time, 5 men last time around. So many options. They really support their teammates very, very well in the fast break, all willing to get up there and score. And that is the first goal of the game for Adrian Fall. Ball into the line. Kozina is fouled on the way through. No, he's not fouled. He is the one who fouls, in fact. Ball almost stolen. Ball goes out to Adrian Fall. He slows it down. He's going to be fouled. Yeah, Kozina scored on the way through, but the referees deemed it to be illegal and gave the ball back to Göppingen. And we have less than 4.5 minutes left in this first half. It's flown by. Early days, it was looking good for Berlin. Göppingen couldn't buy a goal, but they've really turned things around very, very well. They've figured everything out, and now they find themselves up by 3 goals coming into the halftime break. Lars Kaufmann now, he slips on his way through, slows things down. Adrian Fall plays it out to Berg. And the line player scores. Whoa, brilliantly done by Tim Knoile. Went in on the line. Looked like he was on a hiding to nothing. Looked like he was going nowhere, but somehow managed to turn around, get the shot off, and it snuck past the left side of Silvio Heinefetter. And for the first time in this game, we have a 4-goal lead, and it belongs to the home side. Kozina comes around with the line switch. Fabian Vida plays it in to Nenadic, who then gets Kozina again. This time, Krasimir Kozina makes no mistake. He scores. Down the other end, Marcel Schiller comes around in the counter-attack. He goes back into his left-wing position. Lars Kaufmann in the center now, awaiting the ball from Fall. He plays it into Knoile. There are no rush now, Göppingen. If the fast break doesn't work, they can slow things down and work something out. Andreas Berg is stuck out there, the right-hander in the right-wing position. What's he going to do? He's waiting for the ball. Now he's in the right-back position. That's also somewhere he's not used to. But Lars Kaufmann takes the shot. This time it's saved by Silvio Heinefetter. He plays the ball out. Ball goes long to the right and back into the left for Stefan Faith. He takes the early shot, and that's saved by Primož Prost. But it goes out of bounds to the right on the sideline, which means Füchse Berlin hold on to possession. Fabian Vida plays it in. Kozina back into Vida. He's going to play the long ball across to the left. No, he goes for the line. It works out this time. If it's not a goal, it's going to be a penalty. It is a penalty. And a 2-minute suspension for Tim Knoile for the challenge on Kozina. Stepping up to take the penalty, despite missing the last one, is Hans Lindberg. Can he put it away this time? He fakes it once, and this time he makes no mistake. So he scores his 3rd penalty out of 4, 4th goal overall. That brings Füchse Berlin within 2 goals. Good response from them to falling 4 goals behind. And as we enter the last 2 minutes of the first half, there's very little to separate these sides. Both have shown they can play superior handball to the other. Both have held significant leads, but at the moment it is the home side in command with a 13-11 lead. And on the ball now, Adrian Fall, he looks around, has to play it all the way back to Kaufmann. Adrian Fall with the shot. It's saved by Silvio Heinefetter. Not the greatest of shot, and he plays it away. And despite going 4 goals ahead, they haven't been able to build on it. And all of a sudden, Berlin have a chance through Fabian Vida to cut the gap to 1. And Vida delivers. Making use of the extra player perfectly. And just 50 seconds left in this first half. And only 1 goal in it. Probably a fair result when you take all things into consideration. Still, a lot can happen now in the last 35 seconds. Lars Kaufmann, he plays it out to the right, to Adrian Fall. Back to Kaufmann again. Daniel Fontaine sees his first action. Nice ball out to Kaufmann, who buries it in. No chance for Silvio Heinefetter. And Frisch Göppinghen go 2 goals to the good once again. 14 seconds left. Chance for Hans Lindberg. He puts it away calmly. Still chance for 1 more attack. I'm pretty sure a ball goes out wide to Christian Schoen. Oh, and he sneaks it in. Christian Schoen through the legs of Silvio Heinefetter. It wasn't pretty, but it counts all the same. And at the break, after 30 minutes of pulsating handball in this gold medal match at the LIQUI EHF Cup Finals, the score is Füchse Berlin 13, Frisch Göppinghen 15. Well, what a first half that was. We saw a bit of everything. Early days, it was looking good for Füchse Berlin. Their defense was working brilliantly against the backcourt shooters. They were blocking everything that came their way. So Frisch Göppinghen changed their approach. The only person really shooting from the backcourt was their old hand, Lars Kaufmann. And Lars Kaufmann has had quite a game so far. 5 goals for him from 8 attempts. We haven't seen too much of yesterday's hero, Sauko Sheshun. Remains to be seen whether he's injured or this style of play just isn't suiting him. We'll see if he gets an opportunity in the second half. As for Füchse Berlin, well, top scorer so far is Hans Lindberg. 3 of his 5 goals have come from the penalty line, and he just scored the most recent goal for them there from the wing. Elsewhere, Stefan Faith has put 2 away, and Peter Nadadic has scored 3. All to play for. 2 goals mean very little at this level of competition. And with 30 minutes to play, these teams know each other very well. They know what they can throw at each other. It just comes down to which team can execute their plan best and which team's stars can produce some moments of magic in the second half, which incidentally will be beginning in about 13-14 minutes time. So I'm going to leave you for a moment to enjoy the best moments of the first half, and I'll be back soon with live coverage of this gold medal match at the LIQUI EHF Cup Finals in Göppingen. You're very welcome back to the EWS Arena in Göppingen, Germany. And we're halfway through this gold medal match at the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals. And it's our defending champions and our host team for the weekend, Frisch Göppingen, who are in the lead at the moment. They're 2 goals to the good with 30 minutes left to play in this season's EHF Cup. We're just about ready to go. It's Frisch Göppingen who will be attacking from left to right. They will begin with the ball. And hopefully these highlights will stop before the second half begins. So the players are ready, the referees are ready. Just waiting for the go from the tables officials to say we can start this second half. As you can see, the top scorers from the first half, Hans Lindberg with 5. 3 of them came from the penalty line. Lars Kaufmann has been impeccable. Didn't play at all yesterday for Göppingen, but he's playing now. And if he can continue this kind of form for the next 30 minutes, alongside Zarko Sheshum and Adrian Fall in the backcourt, and with Primoz Prost in goal, Marcel Schiller in the left wing, and the right wing, their assistant coach, who's come in the midst of an injury crisis, Christian Schuna, who scored 3 goals in the first half. If they can keep this up, they could be taking their 4th EHF Cup title and their 2nd title in a row. Manuel Spade, ready to go. The fans are ready to go. I think everyone was just so excited to get the second half started. They were ready to do it way ahead of time. But we have to wait for the official start time. Which I believe has come. So here we go. Second half of the gold medal match at the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals, and it's Füchse Berlin defending on the right side of your screen in red and black. They're 2 goals down to Frisch Göppingen in attack right now with the ball in green and red. And Zarko Sheshum is back in the middle of the court, and Lars Kaufmann comes in and he takes the first shot of the second half. Rebound goes to Marcel Schiller, and Marcel Schiller gives Göppingen a 3-goal lead. He picks up where he left the first half off. It's a real confidence boost to come into the second half and score with your first attack. The big deal, his 4th of the game. Göppingen up by 3 now. Nenadic plays it into Fabian Vida, but he's fouled on the way through. He's frustrated that the whistle was blown while he got the pass away. Slowing things down. Nenadic goes alone. He gets a bit of space. He takes a shot, but it's saved by Primoz Prost and picked up by Marcel Schiller. The crowd are allowed. They're on a fast break. Shasun plays it into Adrian Fall. Adrian Fall bounces, shoots between the legs of Silvio Heinefetter. And it's 17-13. Nedinic plays it into Stefan Faith. Faith with a wild, wild shot, but he's fouled on the way through, and that'll be a penalty. The crowd chant Primož, Primož for Primož Post, the goalkeeper. He's already saved one penalty against Hans Lindberg, but not that time. Hans Lindberg with his fourth penalty of the day. Fourth successful penalty, one miss. 6 goals overall for him, adding to his 11 goals yesterday. And it seems pretty certain that he will end the day as the EHF Cup's top scorer. But he told us yesterday that means absolutely nothing to him. It's all about his team winning. But that's what they all say, isn't it? So Adrian Fall, he plays the ball out. Lars Kaufmann comes in the center now, plays the ball back to Shasun. He's got a bit of space. Will he take a shot? He looks for it. He gives it off to Fall. Back to Kaufmann. Kaufmann will shoot. He bounces, tries to get through, gets a shot away, and he scores. They're all going in for Göppinghen now. 18-14. Stefan Faith plays it back to Fabian Vida. Back to Faith again. Into Nenadic. They slow it down. Line switch with Kresimir Kozina. There's 2 lines in there with Elisson as well. Wild shot by Nenadic, but he was being dragged out of on his way through. Strong defending by Göppinghen. Stefan Faith plays the long ball into Fabian Vida. Nenadic is on the right side of the court now. He'll try his luck there. This time it works out for him. Slices through the Göppingen defense, and he scores his first of the second half. And with their first goal from open play in this second period, Berlin can settle down now and really get into this game. Shasun, he plays it out to the left. Ball out wide to Marcel Schiller. Tries to spin it past Silvio Heinefetter, but that's not working out this time. Kozina gets the ball. He plays it out to the left to Stefan Faith. Nenadic back into Faith. He picks up a bit of speed. Plays it out to Vida. He comes around into Nenadic. He's got space. He'll shoot. Saved by Primož Post, who falls into the back of the goal. He's okay though. What a save that was. Shuna comes in as a second line. Plenty of space out there on the left. Foul and a penalty. After Daniel Fontaine broke through, he was fouled on the way through. Let's look at it again. Arm over the top by Hans Lindberg. He can complain all he wants, but that was a high tackle as the man was going through, and that is a penalty, which will be taken by Marcel Schiller. Schiller fakes once. Oh, he whips it, but straight into the left hand of Silvio Heinefetter. It could be a big, big moment. Heinefetter stayed calm, stuck his left arm out, and that was all he needed to stop the shot. 5 minutes played in this second half. Not much has changed since the break. Göppingen up by 3, but Berlin have a chance to cut it down now with Paul Drux on the ball. He plays it into Vida. Space for Stefan Faith. Oh, it comes off the hands of the defenders and rolls into the goal. Not what was intended, but it's a goal all the same. Adrian Fall now. He tries to shimmy past the defender, plays the ball off to Christian Schuna. Žarko Shasun in the middle. He's dictating things at the moment. He makes some space for Fontaine to come through at speed. Gives it back to Adrian Fall, who nearly loses it. But he's fouled by Paul Drux. I think he's okay. Stayed down for a moment, but nothing serious. And we'll just ask for the floor wipers to come on and clean up the sweat. This weekend, It's just proven how special these final weekends are in international handball, despite the fact that 3 teams in this competition are German. The team with the lowest ranking, Göppinghen, the team with a 6-game losing streak, has come in and beaten 5th place in the Bundesliga. Now they're in the lead against 4th place. And Marcel Schiller has the chance to extend that lead. He picks up the rebound. He puts it away and gives them a 3-goal lead over Berlin. As I was saying, Frisch Göppinghen, they're 12th in the German league, 6 games, a 6-game losing streak coming into this. They're showing no signs of that. They look every bit as good as their opponents. Fabian Vida fakes the pass, plays it out this time to Ellison. Ellison through the legs. And Bjarki Ellison cuts the gap to 2 with his 2nd of the game. Schum in the middle, plays it off to Foul. Line will wrap around Manuel Spaeth. He comes in now and makes some room for the left back, Daniel Fontaine, who tries to play the ball into Spaeth, but he's held back by Paul Drux. Let's have a look at it again. Fontaine comes around, makes the space for Spaeth. No good. Fontaine now on the ball. Finds the line this time, but he's held up by 2 men. Manuel Spaeth being given no room to breathe on the line here. Strong defending by Füchse Berlin. This time, ball into the line again, and yet again, another foul. They can do this all day if they want. Well, they can't really, because the arm is up for passive play. They're running out of passes. Schum plays it into Fontaine. Adrian Fowl will have to shoot, or he plays it into Schuna. Schuna tries to drop it over the top, but the angle is too tight. And Berlin come away with it. Hans Lindberg on the ball. He plays it into Fabian Vida. Back into Lindberg. Lindberg's got some space now, but it's saved by Primož Prost. Lindberg is remonstrating with the referees, but it'll do him no good. The referees call a halt to the game. Maybe just to calm things down. Lindberg is not stopping, but he has to focus on the play now. We're back underway. Daniel Fontaine's time on court has come to an end. Lars Kaufmann has come in now. Schum in the middle, into Kaufmann. Schum, he plays it into Fall. Kaufmann there, he'll try to come into the center to get the shot. No, he breaks through and he scores. Lars Kaufmann. Wonderful play. Looked like he was coming in. Then he cut back out to the left side. Fooled Drasko Nenadic. And he is the top scorer of the day with 7 goals. None of which have come from the penalty line. All 7 from open play. Paul Drux plays it into Stefan Faith. That's blocked by Manuel Spaeth. It will be a corner throw. Faith, line switch with Kozina. Into Vida, Vida into Drux. Drux comes back to the right side, tries to find Kozina. He finds him. Being held up as he gets the shot away, and that has led to a 2-minute suspension for Manuel Spaeth. His first 2-minute suspension of the game. And as we approach the 40-minute mark, and with Füchse Berlin 3 goals down, this is a golden opportunity for them to cut the gap, and an opportunity they cannot afford to waste. Nenadic in the center. He calls Jakub Goyen to go in his second line. Open shot for Krasimir Kozina. But he stands inside. It wouldn't matter anyway because it was a save by Primož Prost. It won't count as a save, at least not in the statistics, but in the fans' hearts and minds, it's a save. Very well worked by Berlin, but they couldn't put it away. So Sheshun in the right back position at the moment, and Adrian Fall is in the center. Nicholas Barud comes out to help out in the center. And now Sheshun puts in a bit of pace. They're just playing the ball around now. They can afford to kill time a little bit. A nice ball back into Lars Kaufmann, and Lars Kaufmann is scoring everything that comes his way today. Incredible performance so far from the big man, number 18. Didn't play for 1 second yesterday. Down the other end, as you saw, that replay. There was a goal for Berlin, this time from Peter Nenadic. Now you're back with us. It was a bit slow there, the footage, but we are in fact in a Göppingen attack, and it is Sheshum on the ball. He tries to get free, but he's held back by Jakov Goyun. It'll only be a free throw. The fans aren't happy about it. They want more. The referees have made their decision. Sheshum plays it out to the right to Adrian Fall, the right back. Left-hander I had in my mind. Marcel Schiller comes around as a second-line player. Sheshum, he tries to find some space. He finds some space, and he finds the back of the net. And it's a 4-goal lead for Frisch of Göppingen. Sheshum had a quiet first half. A quiet start to the second half, and he just put away his first goal of the game. It's been a long time coming, but it was brilliantly worked by him. He found the space, and he wasted no time in that opportunity to shoot. Looks like it was too many steps from Nenadic there. Referees let it play on. Stefan Faith plays it out to the right to Vida. Vida out to Lindberg. Lindberg drops it over the top, but it goes wide. It was almost perfect by Hans Lindberg. He sold the low shot. Primož Prost went low with him, dropped the ball over his head, but it did not end up between the posts. It went wide. Everything was perfect until the finish. Sheshun plays it out to the right to Adrian Fall. Shun has come in as a second line to open up some space. He gets the rebound, but the referees have deemed him to be inside the 6-meter area. Füchse Berlin take it away. Lindberg this time on the ball. He comes into the center. He'll take the shot, and he scores. No messing around that time by Hans Lindberg. Makes up for his previous miss. And it's 22-19 in favor of the team on the ball. Kaufmann in the center now. He'll switch with the line player, Spade. Opening up some space for Sheshun. But does he get through? No, he doesn't get through on this occasion. Held up by Vida. And they'll go again. Adrian Fall into the center to Sheshun. Lars Kaufmann has a look. He goes for the shot, but it's straight into the hands of Silvio Heinefeder. He plays the ball out. In the hands of Stefan Faith. He wastes no time, but he shoots straight at the legs of Primož Prost. End-to-end action here now. Who will be the first to let up? Will Sheshun go 1 against 1? He opens up some space for Adrian Fall! And Adrian Fall extends the lead to 4 goals. As we enter the final quarter of this match. A timeout is called by Velimir Petkovic. Let's hear what he has to say to the Füchse Berlin boys.
Aber wir müssen zusammen gut ist ein schnelles Spiel, aber da suchen wir Chance. Zu dritt, 3 Rinker bekomme ich schnell. Hey Jungs, komm!
And as we wait for the dancers to finish their routine, they're done now, and Silvio Heinefetter, for some reason, gets us started. And Adrian Fall comes in late. All a bit wacky here. The beginning of this final quarter of the final match. Fabian Vida, he plays it into the center. Stefan Faith. Paul Druck's manhandle, but he gets the ball away, and the ball goes into Kresimir Kozina, who commits another attacking foul. He's stepped in the line on a couple of occasions. He's given away that foul. He still has a smile of some sort on his face, but he can't be happy with that. This stage of the game, you cannot be having that. You cannot be giving away attacking fouls. The 10th technical fault by Berlin, and that is not good enough in a final. Ball into Shesham. Do they get the ball away? Yes, they do. Spin shot and a goal. That is excellent. Daniel Fontaine didn't have a great start of the second half, but he's been given another chance, and he's paid his coach back with that shot. First goal of the game for Daniel Fontaine. And what a goal to get off the mark in a final. 16 minutes played, and Göppinghen have extended their lead to 5 goals. Now can Füchse Berlin respond? Paul Drucks injects a bit of pace into the attack, but Stefan Faith drops it. He recovers. Fabian Vida has some space. He shoots off the post, and it's a Göppinghen ball. Have a look at it again. He made the right decision. He had beaten the goalkeeper, but he couldn't beat the post. And if Frisch Göppinghen can extend their lead to 6 goals, and with 13 minutes left, it would take something incredible for Berlin to turn this around. Ball goes into Adrian Fall, back over to Fontaine. An attacker foul this time called against Manuel Spaeth on the line. Stefan Faith into Paul Drucks. Doesn't fancy the shot. They'll slow things down as Fabian Vida comes off, and Kent Robin Tonneson comes on at right back, the Norwegian international. And number 17, Ignacio Plaza, Spanish line player, sees his first action of the game. Stefan Faith plays it off to Drucks. Drucks back into the middle, bounces it, tries to beat his man. He does, over the top, but no good. Stopped by Primoz Post, stolen though by Hans Lindberg. Lindberg plays it in, oh, and he loses it as well. Madness here. Daniel Fontaine steals it back. And it looks like Magnus Andersson, the Frisch Göppinghen coach, doesn't know what to think of it. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't care. His team are 5 goals to the good, and there is just 12 minutes left in the gold medal match of the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals. Daniel Fontaine, he plays it into Adrian Fall. Adrian Fall with the shot, bounces it over the top. Silvio Heinefetter tries to get things going straight away. Kent Robin Tonneson plays it into Paul Drucks. Paul Drucks with the shot, but he's blocked. They'll retain possession, but that is not the kind of shooting you want to see at this stage of the game. The coach said to them in the timeout, we need a bit of patience. There was no patience there. And there's a big difference between taking the right opportunity quickly and just showing no patience and trying to force it. Drugs tried to force it there, it didn't work out. Kent Robin Tonneson, he gets some space, he gets the shot away, but it's saved. No foul called by the referees. And Prost is all over this Berlin attack at the moment. Although when you get shots straight at you, you can't help but save them. Tim Knoyle in on the right back position at the moment as Adrian Fall gets a break. All right-handers in the backcourt right now for Frisch of Göppinghen. It doesn't matter one bit. Daniel Fontaine stepping up now. His second goal of the game. And another timeout called by Füchse Berlin. This is their last roll of the dice. Let's hear what Velimir Petkovic says. The crowd certainly enjoyed that Britney Spears tribute by the Alba dancers. But now we're back on the way with the handball. Nenadic plays it into Stefan Faith. Back out to Kent Robin Tonneson. He finds Nenadic again, but who nearly loses it. But he gets it again. Nearly forgot the ball, picked it up. And he puts it away to make it a 5-goal game once again. His 6th of the game, but his teammates, besides Hans Lindberg, his teammates in the backcourt really aren't backing him up in the attack. And after 50 minutes of handball, they have just 20 goals. Chasum tries to find Schiller on the left wing, but it's blocked. They'll retain possession. And Marcel Schiller wants the ball to be dried up a bit. They're in no rush now. Fontaine tries to find the line, but it's stolen this time. Füchse Berlin ball, Tonneson gets it away. The two Berlin players nearly run into each other. The two Nenadic brothers nearly run into each other, both going after the same ball. And they give it away. Attacker foul by Peter. Tries to spin Fontaine, takes him down. Well defended. Daniel Fontaine knew exactly what he was doing there. And time is running out. Just over 9 minutes left. And it's not looking good for Füchse Berlin. 5 goals is manageable in this time, considering they've only scored 20 until now. They'll really need something special. They need to start stealing some balls. They need some fast breaks. They'll need a fair bit of luck as well. Fontaine, he gets his arm free, he gets a shot off, and he's fouled on the way through, and that's a 2-minute suspension. For Jakub Goyen, I believe. Yes, it is indeed. He's holding on the way through, holding on to his neck. Shoved him as he went in the air. Giving the referees no choice but to award a 2-minute suspension. Here we go again with Daniel Fontaine in the centre-back position. He plays it around. Adrian Fall is back in. Ball into Fontaine on the line. Sneaks it past. Well played in by Sebastian Heyman. Into Fontaine, who went in as a second line. He sneaks it past Heinefetter. And the lead is extended to 6. And time is ticking. The 2 Berlin wings go in as second line players as they're a man down. Tonneson goes up. He can't get free though. Plays it into Stefan Faith, and he's immediately shut down by Sheshum. Nedicic plays it into Tonneson. Nedicic again. He tries to find some space for himself, gets the shot away, and it's blocked for a corner throw. Or a free throw, in fact. Foul was whistled before he got the shot away, and Stefan Faith now. They're going into the center, but there's just no space in the center to shoot from. The defense is so packed in and around that center area, but the Berlin players just keep going in there, keep going into traffic, and their shots are not coming off. And these long attacks are suiting Göppinghen perfectly. Just over 7 minutes left here. And it looks like Berlin are struggling to do anything in attack. Ken Robin Tonneson gets the ball back, but it was a foul called before that. The referee's hands are up. For passive play, Nedicic plays it off to Tonneson. He tries to work his way past. No good. The arm is still up for passive play, so they have to get their shot away soon. Expect a shot from Nedicic. He tries to fake it past. He loses it on the way through, though. Pass from Spaeth is no good. He tried to be a hero. Hans Lindberg tries to get it away as well. That wasn't necessary by Göppingen, as Manuel Spaeth reclaimed the ball. He thought he saw someone breaking on the fast break, tried to play the ball from the ground. He should have just held on to it. But I think he'll be forgiven, seeing as there's just 6.5 minutes left here. And his side, Frisch Göppingen, the defending champions and hosts of this weekend's event, are 6 goals to the good. Now here's something interesting. Berlin never play without a goalkeeper. Now they're playing 7-on-6 in attack. Real desperation times for them, clearly. Paul Drugs tries to find the line, and the empty goal is scored by Zarko Sheshum. He intercepts the ball, has a look up to see there's nobody home, and he just throws it in nice and light for a 7-goal lead with 6 minutes left. Velimir Petkovic's gamble didn't work out. There's still nobody home in goal, but there's no rush this time for Primoz Prost. Not a good shot for Kent Robin Tonneson. Hasn't enjoyed much luck since coming on at right back in attack. And Magnus Andersson has called a timeout for Göppingen, as he is about to tell his side how they're going to kill this game off with just over 5 minutes to go. Let's listen in. So here we go, just over 5 minutes left, and the man-on-man press in defense from Berlin has begun. Desperate measures. They need something to happen very, very soon, and they need something big to happen, but Daniel Fontaine is gonna deny them with another goal. Daniel Fontaine has been exceptional since coming in for the second time in this second half. 4 goals in a short period of time. And with 5 minutes left, an 8-goal lead is simply too much for anyone to come back from, even Kielce. But it's not Kielce, it is Füchse Berlin here, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to have any more luck. Tonneson tries to get the shot away, he fakes it, he's fouled on the way through. More time killed with that foul by Tim Knoiler. Hans Lindberg comes around as a second-line player. Nenadic, he finds Tonneson. Tonneson goes for the shot. He is blocked once again, but the referees aren't happy with that foul. Yeah, a 2-minute suspension for Manuel Spaeth. His second of the game, I believe. But it all matters very little now. The next 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Going to be a celebration here at the EWS Arena in Göppingen, Germany. Ball into Goyen, and Goyen scores his first goal of the weekend. Hasn't seen much attacking play this weekend. He's a defensive specialist. But he just did what many of his teammates have failed to do in this second half, and that's score a goal. Christian Schöne tries to go past Paul Drux, and he's pushed down. The full court, man-on-man defense continues as they try to steal the ball. But Shasham can just take his time. Marcel Schiller plays it into Fall. Fall looks a bit lost. He gets the bounce away. Nicely played in. And Christian Schöne is fouled by Silvio Heinefetter, who gets a 2-minute suspension. He's right in his face, but that'll do him no good. 2-minute suspension for Silvio Heinefetter. And that provocative behavior definitely didn't help him with the referees. He goes off for 2 minutes. Let's look at it again. Fontaine couldn't quite get a grasp of the ball. The ball wasn't quite out. Christian Schöne got a hold of it, and Silvio Heinefetter, well, I think he just showed us why he's a goalkeeper and not a defensive specialist. And getting in Schöne's face there definitely didn't help. He was in the wrong there. And we have Peter Stockel in goal now, the Czech player. He faces Schiller from the penalty line, and Schiller bounces it past him into the top corner. And the lead goes up to 8 goals once again. And it looks like it's time for the kids to get a go. Number 5, Joshua Brown, is getting ready to come onto court. Pulled his tracksuit top off for the first time this weekend. But first, Göppingen have to defend this attack. Just under 3 minutes to go here. Nenadic plays it into Drux, and he's held up. Eilison comes in as a second line. Ball out to Hans Lindberg. Lindberg shoots, and it's wide to the left. Not sure if Primož Post got a hand to that, but it doesn't matter. He'll celebrate it as if he had saved it. And indeed, we see young Joshua Brown, 18-year-old Swedish player, on the right wing now for the first time this weekend. Zarko Seshum in the middle with the ball. Daniel Fontaine goes in as a second line. Marcel Schiller's coming around if he's needed. He's not needed. Ball into the line. Manuel Spade brings up the 30th goal of the game for Göppingen. And they're making it look easy. His second of the game. He's been in the war today. He's been in a real battle. He's been pushed and shoved around by the Berlin defenders, but he had so much space there. He was probably shocked by it, and he still put the ball away. And once again, Kent Robin Tonneson just can't find the back of the net. Next season, he's going to Veszprem. This is his last international outing for Füchse Berlin, and it has not gone the way he would have liked it. The crowd are on their feet as we enter the final minute of this gold medal match at the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals. And for the very first time, we will have a defending champion claim the crown once again. Joshua Brown on the ball. Sheshum breaks through easily off the post though. Goyan plays it in to Tonneson. Tonneson and Drugs play it between themselves. Ball into Drugs. Plenty of space on the left for Nenadic, who puts it in. It's all for nothing really now. A mere consolation. The Göppingen bench are arm in arm, standing up, jumping around. The crowd are singing. The opposition teams are already embracing each other. This game is over. And as I said, for the very first time, Frisch of Göppingen have retained the EHF Cup title on their home court. A team ranked 12th in the German Bundesliga coming into this weekend. 6 lost games in a row. They have managed to defeat the 2015 champions, Füchse Berlin, and not only defeated them, they have hammered them. The final score from the EWS Arena in Göppingen, Germany is Füchse Berlin 22, Frisch of Göppingen 30. And just look at their faces. Look at the delight. And every single one of these players coming into this weekend ravaged by injury, with only one established left-hander in the team. They brought back their assistant coach on the right wing, who was phenomenal. Every single one of these players played their part. Lars Kaufmann didn't play in the semi-final, but today he came into the game and he absolutely owned it in the first half, scoring every single thing that came his way. 8 goals in the end from him. A man of the match performance. And this 5,600 capacity crowd here are on their feet. Almost everyone. There's the Magdeburg fans in the corner, politely applauding. They're happy with their win today in the bronze medal match. They couldn't deny that yesterday Göppingen were the better team, and today, once again, Göppingen were the better team. They are also the very first team to win the EHF Cup title 4 times. They won it twice in its old format, in 2011 and in 2012. They reached the very first EHF Cup finals in 2013 and they finished dead last, 4th place. They returned last year in Nantes. They looked dead and buried last year in the first half of their semi-final against Chambéry. They turned it around and won. Then they went ahead into the final and beat the hosts, Nantes. No team has ever won the title, and then the next year went on to win it again. But they have done it. They have ended that curse, and they have done it on home court. As for Füchse Berlin, well, they had a great start to this game. They looked like the dominant team. Their defense was working very, very well. But once Frisch Göppinghen figured them out and got their own defense in order, there was no stopping them. And Füchse Berlin can't really complain with today's result. It also means that Frisch Göppinghen, despite their 12th position in the German league, they will be back in European handball next year on account of winning today and becoming defending champions. But I'm going to be quiet for a moment and let you enjoy this celebration between the players and the fans. Great scenes here. It's always special to see a home team win an event like this in front of their own crowd. They get to experience such a big achievement with the people who follow them week in, week out. And everyone at the club would admit that coming into this weekend, the fans weren't very happy with the club and their performances. The players weren't very happy with their own performances. 6 defeats on the trot in the German league. But they put it all behind them. Marcel Schiller told me on the Friday that coming into this weekend, seeing how the arena was prepared, seeing what the club have done to put on this event, really meant something special to him and his teammates. And I'm sure they're just delighted to have kept up their end of the bargain and delivered this magnificent achievement. And as soon as this intimate moment comes to an end, we're going to have a little performance, and then we're going to have the winning ceremony. And then the party will continue long into the night, I'm sure. Already yesterday, this town was rocking. The fans were lapping up the occasion. And that will continue for the rest of this evening and into Monday. A quick look at the statistics one more time. They don't really matter at this stage. Göppingen, by far the better team in attack. saving percentage wasn't that different between the two goalkeepers, Primož Post and Silvio Heinefetter. It'll be interesting to see which one of them picks up the best goalkeeper award. I'm pretty sure that it'll be down between those two. One award I can tell you about now already is the top scorer award, and with 7 goals today, 11 yesterday, and coming into this weekend, 74 goals, which means 92 goals throughout the season in the EHF Cup. That'll be Hans Lindberg who takes that award. A mere consolation considering everything and considering how this game went. And the other award will be for the MVP of the weekend. And I can think of a couple of different candidates based just on today's performances. And today's performances alone were more than enough to warrant an MVP award. So let's see who gets it. I have a feeling it'll be a player in green and white. And look at that, number 5, Joshua Brown. He doesn't even have his name on his shirt, but he got to be there on the court at the very end. Just 18 years of age, a late entry into the squad after pretty much every left-hander Göppinghen had was out injured. But not that that mattered in the end. There's Lars Kaufmann. Didn't play at all yesterday. Came into the game today. 8 goals for him. Magnificent performance from the big man. Magnificent performances all around. Marcel Schiller was brilliant throughout the weekend. A real star for them on the left wing and on the fast break. Darko Sheshum didn't have the best of days today in terms of shooting, but he did everything that was needed of him to ensure victory. Daniel Fontaine, when he came in the second half today, was magnificent. Lars Kaufmann, as I just said, only played today, but what a performance today. Tim Knoyle in the middle. He led things throughout, the only established centre-back in the team. Adrian Fell, the only right-back in the team. Both of them put in quite a shift. Christian Schuna, though, the old assistant coach, 36 years of age. Played more handball than he probably did for the last year or two. And Primož Post in goal, who was there at all the right times. And now Die Fraktion. They're going to give us a little performance before we move on to the awarding ceremony. And after that, I'm going to have a few words with a winning player.
Mit Herz und Unsere zweite große Liebe, der VfB Stuttgart, ist auch aufgestiegen.
That was the club anthem, I believe. Good thing they won then. But great for this home side. The celebrations continue now with the winners' ceremony. The silver medalists will, of course, be awarded. Then we'll have the best goalkeeper, the top scorer, and the MVP of the weekend. Then we'll get the gold medals and the winner's trophy, which you saw on your screen just a few moments ago. Brand new design, especially for this event. And first up, as I said, will be the silver medals for Füchse Berlin. And that will be awarded by Gabriela Horvath, the EHF executive member, and Christian Prokop, who is the new coach of the German men's national team. There he is. He gets a nice applause. And there is Gabriela Horvath. Also awarding the medals and trophies today will be Edgar Wolf, who's the district administrator of Göppinghen. He'll be giving the best goalkeeper trophy. Joachim Kurth from Select Germany. Select, who are the ball suppliers for this event and all EHF events. He'll be awarding the top scorer trophy. Guido Thiel, the mayor of Göppingen, will be giving away the MVP trophy, most likely to one of his players. It remains to be seen who that'll be. While the gold medals will be given by Bozidar Djurkovic, who's the EHF exec member, and Sascha Jedel from LIQUI MOLY Germany. LIQUI MOLY, the title sponsors of this final weekend. And then, of course, we have the winner's trophy at the end, which will be given by Bozidar Djurkovic of the EHF exec. But here come Berlin. They'll be given their silver medals. And it's the first time in a long time they've lost the final. The two times they hosted the EHF Cup, the first time around they lost in the semi-final. This time, the second time around, won in the final against Hamburg. But this time around, they come out in the wrong end of the final, and they can't really have any complaints. They tried their best, but they were not on form today. It was hard to tell what kind of form they were really in. Their semi-final was a bit too one-sided to really give us an indication of what they were made of. And today, they just couldn't match the home side.
Meine Damen und Herren, hier kommt die Mannschaft von
Here come the champions. Already with some beers in their hands, well deserved as well. With their winners' t-shirts. Sieg daheim Hollerstud. And Hollerstud is the nickname for this arena, the Hell of the South, it's known as. And this weekend, it really was on fire. These fans created such a special atmosphere. And their players paid them back with a trophy.
Meine Damen und Herren, Ladies and Gentlemen, zweiter Sieger beim LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup 2017. Das sind die Füchse aus Berlin. Bitte schön.
Without a smile among them, you can't blame them. Their first international final defeat. They've been in 2 Super Globe finals, won both. They've been in 1 EHF Cup final before this weekend. They won that one. But this weekend, this afternoon, it wasn't to be. But they will be back. Currently 4th place in the German league, battling for a top 3 spot and trying to get into the Champions League next season. But if that doesn't work out, they will be back in the EHF Cup. They're always candidates to reach this final event.
And the coach of the German national team,
So there is Christian Prokop, German national team coach, and Gabriela Horvath of the EHF Executive Committee, awarding the medals. And Prokop giving medals to many of his national team players. Players such as Paul Drux, Silvio Hannefetta, Fabian Vida. Nice to see these medals presented in boxes as well. As you often see at major international events, the team that receives the silver medal, and when it's hung around their neck, they almost immediately take it off. That can't be done here. They'll have to hold on to it. And I'm sure in time they will appreciate it. It's still a fantastic achievement to reach this final. And they acknowledge the crowd as they are applauded off. A nice sign of respect from this crowd and from the players. Next up is the best goalkeeper. And it goes to the homeboy, Primož Prost. Excellent throughout both games. Played every single minute of the weekend. Slovenian is a fan favorite. He was there last season when they won in Nantes. And he was at the center of it all today. And Edgar Wolf, the district administrator of Göppingen, will be the man to hand over the award to our best goalkeeper of the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals, Primoz Prost.
Ladies and gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, der beste Torschütze, der kommt aus Berlin und
next up, the top scorer of this season, Hans Lindberg, with a phenomenal 92 goals throughout the season. When you bear in mind that counts for the 2 qualification matches, the 6 games in the group phase, the 2 quarterfinals, and the 2 games this weekend. 92 goals in 12 games is not bad at all. Congratulations, Hans. He's no stranger to these top scorer awards. And he receives another one, this time from Joachim Kurth from Select Germany. Scant consolation for him. But another trophy for the collection at home. And now for the MVP. And there we have it. He didn't play yesterday, but Lars Kaufmann is the MVP of the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup finals based on his incredible display today in the final. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Lars Kaufmann was the man today when Göppingen could not find a way into the back of the net, could not find a way past the Berlin block. Kaufmann stepped up and he receives the award from the mayor of Göppingen, Guido Thiel. Kaufmann really was the turning point. He provided the turning point in that first half. 8 goals overall for him. He was the man who broke through the defense. He set the tone for his team to win this title, and he is the MVP this weekend in Göppingen.
Ladies and gentlemen, hier kommt der LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup Gewinner. Hier kommt Frisch auf Göppingen.
And now it's time for the gold medals, and then the trophy, and here are your champions. They've shown this weekend and this season that they belong in European handball. They haven't had the best of runs at home, but when it comes to the EHF Cup, this team just knows how to play. And on hand to provide the medals to the winners is Sascha Jadl from LIQUI MOLY Germany, our title sponsors of the weekend. And in your screen there, Bozidar Djurkovic, EHF executive member. And this time they can put the gold medals over their necks. They won't be taking them off in a hurry, that's for sure. Frisch Göppingen win this title for the 4th year, and they only started winning it back in 2011. They won it in 2011. They won it the following year in 2012. And they've gone and done the double again. Won it last year, won it this year. 4 times champions. And very, very deserved champions at that. And as the final medals are handed out, it's almost time to award the trophy. I think we're ready. The lights around the arena go dark. The spotlight is on the center of the court. And EHF executive member Bozidar Jurkovic will be the man to hand over the silverware to the team that need no more introduction. The team on everybody's lips in this arena. Your 2017 LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup Finals winners, Frisch of Göppinghen. And as the fireworks blaze and the champagne flows, I'm going to run downstairs and see if I can catch a word with one of our winning players, one of our heroes of the weekend. So from up here, for me, Chris O'Reilly, and all of us on the EHF TV team, it's been a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoyed it. And in a couple of weeks, we'll be back for the Velux EHF Final 4 with Tom O'Branigan bringing you coverage. But until then, it's good evening from me, Chris O'Reilly, and from our 2017 champions, Frisch of Göppingen. Good evening.
We are the champions.
So I'm here with one of our champions, Zarko Sheshum. You won last year. You've defended your title, but you've done it at home. Tell me your feelings.
It's always a special feeling to win something, but I think this weekend was a little bit special for us because it was in front of a home crowd in incredible atmosphere. And of course we are very happy. First, we are happy because we played very good. We beat a team like Berlin. They have a really, really great quality. And to celebrate here in our own arena is really something amazing.
And not only is it special to win at home and also defend the title, which is incredibly hard to do, but you did it on the back of a terrible run in the Bundesliga, 6 games lost in a row. What was the difference this weekend? How did you turn your form around and defend your title this weekend?
Yeah, to defend something is really difficult, and more difficult than to win it. I really don't know. I could not explain our bad streak in the Bundesliga. That is how I cannot explain these 2 matches. We just turned our heads off, and we knew this was our only chance to save the season. We have played extremely well. We will celebrate. We are very happy. But like you said, in the Bundesliga, we have some more things to do.
And after yesterday's game, I guess you put so much focus, first of all, in the semi-final. What did you do yesterday evening and this morning to prepare for the challenge of Berlin?
We put a lot of focus on the semi-finals, and it cost us a lot of energy. We have a lot of injured players. We don't have so much players in rotation. We were very tired yesterday, but I think the crowd gave us some extra strength. We tried to relax more yesterday. And maybe it's the adrenaline, maybe it's good that we played so hard games, so we just kept on, and today it was worth it.
You said how special it is to win at home. Where does this moment rank among your career highlights?
At the moment, one of the best, also the best one. You know, maybe in a few days when I get it all in my head, then I can say what's the special. But the trophies are more, everybody said the trophies are like children. You cannot separate them.
Well, thank you for taking the time, and enjoy your next child. Yes.
Bye.
Füchse Berlin, Nachspielstand 4:2, New Score 4-2. Torschütze liegt hier
So, dear colleagues, we are ready for the final press conference here at the LIQUI MOLY EHF Cup Finals 2017 in Göppinghen. And on behalf of all of us, I think we can say a big congratulations on the victory at this tournament to Frisch Göppinghen, who defended the title after their 30-22 victory over Füchse Berlin. Before we start with the presentation and the quotes, I just quickly remind some most important facts. Frisch Göppinghen, as the defending champions, won also the right to start in the next season of the EHF Cup, which was basically their last chance to achieve that, according to the Bundesliga standings right now. Hans Lindberg from Füchse Berlin became the top scorer of the season with 92 goals. And as you saw, Primož Prost received the Best Goalkeeper Award, and Lars Kaufmann has something very nice in front of him as the Most Valuable Player of the tournament. Now it's time to introduce the guests at the table. On my left side, Velimir Petković, the coach of the Füchse Berlin, and Petar Nenadić, his player. On my right-hand side, Magnus Andersson, the coach of Frisch Göppingen, and, as I said, the reigning MVP of the tournament, Lars Kaufmann. Velimir, it must have been really emotionally difficult match for you. So how did you live through the match?
Es war ein emotional schwieriges Spiel für dich. Wie hast du das Spiel empfunden?
War ein schwieriges Spiel für mich, sondern für alle. Für meine Kollegen auch. Ich habe ihn gratuliert gestern schon und ich habe mich richtig gefreut, dass er das Finale geschafft, weil ich wusste, in welcher Situation er befindet sich in den letzten Monaten hier in Göppingen, weil ich habe das erlebt vor 3 Jahren genauso und ich habe das ehrlich gestern gesagt und jetzt erlebt er Sternstunde hier, gewinnt 2. Mal Pokal und ich gratuliere ihm von ganzem Herzen.
Yeah, it wasn't just hard for me, it was hard for every one of us. And I was congratulating my colleague from Göppingen yesterday already because he achieved the finals. And of course I know what's the situation for him because I felt that a few years ago too. And yeah, now he's having a very nice time.
Was betrifft das Spiel, wenn ich sage jetzt ehrlich, was ich denke, dann ist nicht sicher schön zu hören, aber ich will nicht so weitergehen. Einfach, wir haben nicht Punkte erreicht hier, wir haben unsere nicht beste Leistung gezeigt, aus mehreren Gründen. Das ist nicht nur Leistung von meinen Jungs, welche sicher ist zu weit von das, was wir könnten. Ich habe der Mannschaft versucht zu vermittelt, wie es hier zu spielen.
This is not what we wanted to show, even though it might sound a bit harsh, but I told my team to play differently, but it didn't work.
In dieser Halle, ich weiß, wie schwer es ist zu spielen, wenn so eine gute Stimmung. Die Mannschaft hat gestern verdient das mit dieser Leistung gegen Magdeburg und heute, die haben gleich angefangen, aber meine Jungs, alle sagen, wir sind Top-Favorit hier gewesen und von Qualität sicher, wir sind da, aber wenn ich sage jetzt, dass wir haben doch, unsere Leistungsträger sind ungefähr 22, 23 Jahre, dann können wir nicht reden über eine enorm große Erfahrung bei Jungs.
We earned this finals because we played very good against Saint-Raphael, but of course it's hard in this arena, Hölle Süd. And our main players are 22, 23 years old, so it's not that easy for them, and things like that can happen.
Das ist nicht nur schwer für meine Jungs gewesen, das ist sicher für 2 Herren auch schwer hier zu pfeifen gewesen. Dieser Name Marcel Kasigatellis, das bleibt sicher ziemlich lang in Erinnerung bei mir und meine Jungs. Aber ich gehe nicht weiter. Einfach noch einmal herzlichen Glückwunsch. Meine Kollegen, ich wünsche dir eine schöne Zeit. Du hast sicher ein bisschen Kredit hier gekriegt und ich wünsche dir noch viel Zeit und viel Freude hier in dieser Stadt, diese schöne Stadt. Dankeschön.
Thank you very much. Perhaps your reaction, Magnus?
First of all, thank you, Petko, for these kind words. Yeah, now it's also difficult to speak English because, but I can only be so proud over this team. Everybody know what we played for the last 6 months. It's not easy for a team, for the player here. But yesterday and today we play incredible handball. We have a fighting spirit, and I think also we must thank everybody here in the hall. Some make so lot of noise and stay behind the team. So I think this victory is not also for our team, it's also for every fans here in Göppingen. There was they help us a lot, and also I must say I'm so proud and so happy for the guy behind me here on the right side. He make a fantastic game today. I said to Lars after the game, I think he can also make goals from our cabin. So it was so important, and yeah, it was also yesterday in plan at Lars when they played defense. We know that Lars is so dangerous, and today he make a lot of good goals, so it was important. So I'm proud for the team, but everybody know also for us it's now 2 days. We take a little party, and from Tuesday morning we start for a new victory against Göppingen Saturday. Thank you.
Petar, where did you see the biggest difference between the teams?
First of all, congratulations to Füchse, to Frisch Göppingen, and to my friend Žarko and Lars. Lars show that the age is not important. It's important what you have inside of you. So congratulations, Lars. And yeah, I think that first 15 minutes we play how we want, but then we make some mistakes, left Frisch to make easy goals, go in front of us, and for 15 minutes they was in front almost all the game. The moments maybe when we can come to near to 2 goals and maybe 1. Some guys was not on this level. On which level was this two teams, and that's it.
Many thanks, Lars. It looks like you are kind of joker of the EHF Cup finals, because it was very similar last year. It looks like that you can really time your performance for this final game. So what is the secret of this?
Vielleicht kannst du übersetzen. Also für mich war es ja die letzte Chance, jetzt nochmal so einen großen Titel zu gewinnen, und ich habe mich eigentlich mental die ganze Zeit darauf eingestellt und auf meine Chance gewartet, und ja, dass es im Endeffekt so gut klappt, das kann man natürlich nicht erwarten, aber es macht mich natürlich extrem glücklich für Göppingen und für unsere Fans und für die Mannschaft.
Yeah, it was I was focusing on this, so and it was my last chance to achieve this finals or to win the cup, and I'm very happy that we could do this for the team and for our fans.
Thank you very much. So any questions in English, please? If not, then you are free to talk to these gentlemen in German and other languages. I thank you very much for your coverage of the whole tournament, and we are looking forward to seeing you in just 2 weeks' time at the Velux EHF Final 4 in Cologne. Goodbye.
Ich glaube, man braucht gar nicht über Enttäuschung oder sowas reden, aber vielleicht eine Begründung, wieso das nicht geklappt hat. Bis zur 20. Minute sah alles gut aus.
gerade jetzt ist es schwer zu begründen. Viele Sachen hat nicht geklappt und Göppingen verdient gewonnen. Wir haben die Chance gar nicht wahrgenommen und nicht genutzt überhaupt. Deswegen haben wir verloren.
Es hat so vieles dann nicht mehr geklappt in der zweiten Halbzeit. Was war denn in der Halbzeitpause? Was hat der Trainer Ihnen mit auf den Weg gegeben für die zweiten 30 Minuten?
Das erinnere ich mich gar nicht jetzt. Wir haben in der ersten Halbzeit viele Fehler gemacht und das hat Göppingen bestraft. Also ich erinnere mich nicht, wann wir zuletzt in einem ganzen Spiel über 6 oder über 5 technische Fehler hatten. Und das haben wir allein, wir haben 6 oder 7 in der ersten Halbzeit nur. Und dann verliert man Handballspiele, da hast du keine Chance zu gewinnen.
Jetzt geht die Bundesliga ja weiter. Am Mittwoch kommt Magdeburg, das nächste schwere Spiel. Ist das Tal sehr tief? Ich meine, Magdeburg hat gestern auch gegen Göppingen verloren. In dem Fall sind es ja beide kommen vom gleichen tiefen Niveau.
Ja, kann man ja sagen. Das ist ein ganz neues Spiel. Ich bin mir sicher, dass wir als Mannschaft uns zusammenreißen. Und wir spielen ja in Berlin. Und da wollen wir ja gewinnen, das ist klar.
Vielen Dank. Sie haben gestern die Mannschaft gelobt. Zu zeitig, oder?
Ja klar, die haben das verdient. Ich habe gelobt, die haben richtig gut gespielt. Die haben fast alles gemacht richtig und deswegen war so eine souveräne Sieg gegen starke Franzose.
Aber das Lob hat nicht so richtig gefruchtet, denn heute haben Sie alles anders gemacht als gestern, oder? Wie haben Sie es gesehen?
Ja, das ist, jeden Tag ist ein neuer Tag, jedes Spiel ist ein neues Spiel, du musst das spielen. Und das ist sicher, wenn wir noch 10 Mal gegen Frisch auch spielen, dann gewinnen wir vielleicht 9 Mal. Aber hier in dieser Halle heute war einfach nicht möglich, normal zu spielen. Ich habe versucht, Mannschaft zu vermitteln, was bedeutet diese Halle und diese Atmosphäre, dieser Druck, welcher kommt von Seite an gegnerische Mannschaft, an Schiedsrichter auch. Das haben wir auch gesehen. Die haben auch nicht Sieg gefunden, auch hier während der 60 Minuten, genauso wie meine Mannschaft. Und das ist einfach die Ergebnis zum Schluss gewesen.
Können Sie erklären, was in der zweiten Halbzeit passiert ist? Ihre Mannschaft war bis auf 2 Tore ran zur Halbzeit, aber in der zweiten Halbzeit ist sie völlig auseinandergebrochen.
Ja gut, wir haben bis auf 2 Tore gekämpft und dann verlierst du 2 Bälle unnötig vorne unter diskutabile Entscheidungen von Schiedsrichter. Hinter in Deckung kämpfst du korrekt, bekommst du 2 Minuten Hinausstellung und dann wir sind nicht so erfahrene Mannschaft, vielleicht kann das einfach über sowas gehen. Und wir haben uns provozieren lassen, wir haben reagiert an diese Entscheidungen und wir haben unser Spiel verloren.
Jetzt geht's gegen Magdeburg, 2 Göppingen-Verlierer quasi. Heißt das, Sie kommen vom gleichen tiefen Niveau, um sozusagen dann am Mittwoch ein gutes Spiel abzuliefern?
Das ist schwer zu sagen. Ich muss Mannschaft zurückbekommen. Aber jeder weiß heute, was bedeutet zu Hause zu spielen. Das haben wir heute gesehen. Eine Mannschaft kämpft gegen Abstieg, gewinnt souverän hier gegen Magdeburg. Das ist einfach nicht gut in Handball heute bei dieser Entwicklung. Wir werden auch diese Heimvorteil versuchen am Mittwoch zu nutzen.
Vielen Dank, gute Heimreise.
Danke.
Tschüss. Glückwunsch.
Dankeschön.
Es ist ja im Prinzip ganz einfach mit Göppingen. Ne? Man muss sie einwechseln, dann muss sie zurückholen und schon gewinnt die Mannschaft. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. Ist es so einfach gewesen?
Nee, das wäre ein bisschen kurz gedacht. Ich glaube, wenn man sich die ganze Saison anguckt, was wir für relativ viele schlechte Leistungen gebracht haben und was wir dann jetzt hier am Wochenende raushauen mit diesem Fokus, mit der Konzentration, mit der Einstellung, auch mit allen Verletzungen, die wir hatten, dann wäre das zu kurz gedacht, dass es dann nur irgendwie an mir liegt natürlich. Es war eine grandiose Mannschaftsleistung. Angefangen von Primož im Tor, eine starke Abwehr an beiden Tagen. Diszipliniert, geduldig im Angriff mit einer guten Effektivität. Also da muss man ganz ehrlich sagen, alles, was die Saison bisher schiefgelaufen ist, das lief jetzt in den 2 Spielen eben für uns zusammen. Und das Ergebnis haben wir jetzt hier um den Hals hängen. Ja.
Man muss schon sagen, die beiden Alten, Lars Kaufmann wird Man of the Turnier. Sie sind mit dabei, machen auch ihre Tore. Es geht über die Erfahrung.
Ja, natürlich braucht man in so einem Turnier immer Erfahrung. Ich glaube, wir haben insgesamt in der Mannschaft, gerade was diese Final Fours oder auch Finals anbetrifft, schon einiges gespielt jetzt in den letzten Jahren und ein paar erfahrene Spieler dabei. Ich glaube, das kommt uns dann natürlich schon zugute. Aber nur Erfahrung allein tut es dann auch nicht. Also da braucht man natürlich auch noch ein paar andere Sachen. Die hatten wir jetzt an dem Wochenende und da sind wir überglücklich. Zumal wir uns jetzt auch wieder dann qualifiziert haben für das nächste Jahr. den Verein ganz wichtig, für die Fans ganz wichtig, was hier heute abging in der Halle und auch gestern. Das habe auch ich, wenn ich jetzt 12 Jahre hier bin, noch nicht erlebt. Und von daher auch vielen Dank an alle Zuschauer und Fans. Ja.
Machen Sie jetzt eigentlich weiter oder war das nur ein einmaliger Pokalausflug?
Es war wie immer irgendwie ein einmaliger Ausflug. Ja, ich weiß nicht, wir müssen jetzt erst mal gucken, wie unsere Verletzten unterwegs sind und wie die zurückkommen. Wir haben auch in der Liga jetzt noch schwierige Aufgaben. Also wir sind noch nicht ganz sicher, was den Klassenerhalt anbetrifft. Deswegen werden wir auch hier die nächsten Tage ein bisschen auf die Bremse treten müssen.
Nicht gefeiert?
Ja, es wird sicherlich heute gefeiert. Morgen haben die Jungs dann einen Tag frei und ab Dienstag geht der Fokus dann Richtung Balingen. Für uns ein extrem wichtiges Spiel. Aber die erste Ansprache gerade in der Kabine ging genau in diese Richtung, dass wir die Konzentration da hochhalten und eben ja, an die Leistung jetzt anknüpfen und dann auch noch in der Liga natürlich ein paar Punkte holen.
Vielen Dank.
Gerne.
Gutes Feiern.
Danke.
Vielen Dank.
Vielen Dank.